Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new video. This is episode 2 in my Organise Me series, and today I'm going to be talking about scheduling. Okay, so several years ago when my first babies were still quite little, I was introduced to the idea of having a schedule as a stay-at-home mum. I'd never really thought about it before. At the time, I was really struggling with time management, and yeah, all the days were rolling into each other and I really did need the help. So I thought, well, I'll give this scheduling thing a go, and I actually really loved it and never looked back. At first, I made some schedules that were way not good. So the first schedules I did, I scheduled my whole day out of every half an hour. And when you have little kids and babies, you can't just having time slots of half an hour when you have little kids, it's just not going to work. So I now lean towards the more block type scheduling, which I will share more about that with you soon. So today I'm going to share with you my latest schedule that I have written up to help organize myself whenever I'm feeling scatterbrained or overwhelmed or unsure how to prioritize my day. I just have so many things that I need to get done each day when I'm feeling like I'm all scatterbrained and I'm not sure what to do next. I find having a schedule really helps me to just bring my days together, and so I know, right, I have a lot of laundry to do, but I have this time in my day scheduled to do it, so it's going to be fine. I'm going to work on it then. And it just helps me to relax and be a much calmer and happier mum to my kids and wife to my husband, and it just makes me feel happier, makes me a happier person. I love having a schedule. There's lots of things I'd like to say about scheduling and good ways to do it and bad ways to do it. And I will also share my schedule. Now, I also have an early morning routine and also a evening routine, which are going to be in a separate video. Today, I am just going to be tackling my middle of the day schedule, which goes from 8:30 in the morning to 5:30 in the evening. So when making yourself a schedule, consider these things. What things do I have to get done? What are those things that are just a daily that you just have to do every day? Like, they might be laundry, they might be dishes, they might be making meals, they might be picking your kids up from school, or it might be homeschooling. What things in your day do you just have to do? Start with putting those in your schedule first. Also, to consider when making a schedule is what is most important to me and what are my priorities. So you might think, so there might be something that's really important to you that you put in your schedule, whereas maybe other people it might not be as important. And so I think one of those things for me is exercise. I always put exercise in my schedule every day, no matter what. That is like one of my priorities. That is actually in my early morning routine. But if I don't get it done in my early morning routine, I quite often will do it sometime later on in the day. Another thing to consider when making a schedule is to be realistic about what you can get done. Your schedule is here to help you. It's not here to stress you out. So if you have, say, like a breastfeeding baby, you need to factor in all the time it takes for feeding, for burping them, for changing them, changing their nappies, changing their clothes after they have a spit up, settling them and carrying them. That is going to take up a pretty big chunk of your day if you're in that stage at the moment with a small baby. And so you need to consider how much time that's going to take up in your day and put that in your schedule too, because with each thing that you have scheduled, make sure you would put in, say, an extra 40 minutes on to each thing in your schedule, so that you know that No matter when it comes up that you need to feed the baby, you're going to have the time to feed and change, and you're not going to feel stressed. I put times on my schedule, but they are more of a rough guide. Except my meal times. My meal times are fairly set in stone, especially dinner. At the moment, I really like to eat at 5:30 p.m., at least between 5:30 and 6 p.m. We eat breakfast anywhere from between 7 and 7:30. Sometimes we start breakfast at 6:30. And lunch is always around 12. Sometimes it's a little bit earlier, and sometimes it's like if I've been out or something and I get back, I have lunch a lot later. Those things are more flexible, but our dinner time, I really try hard to have our food ready by that time, because that helps our whole evening just flow better and smoother if we eat tea at the same time each evening. I prefer to use a block scheduling system where I do certain things at certain times. So after lunch, for example, I have a block from about 1 p.m. to about 3:30 p.m. and that is the time where I work on my laundry, and then I also work on my paperwork and to-do list. So that is what I do in that time. I don't say like laundry from this time to this time, paperwork from this time to this time. I'm just like, you know, that whole block is set aside for doing those things. So I can just relax and go about my day and know that I can get those things done at that time when it comes up. That is the time of day that if I need to edit a video, I also will work on a video for a little bit, and then I quite often finish off editing videos in the evening, and sometimes I will get up really early and edit videos too, but most likely I'll edit in the afternoon or in the evening. So here is a glimpse of my current schedule that I've written up for myself. I actually write a new schedule about every school term because I find that things change so much that I need to keep writing new schedules. So I don't just do one schedule and that is what's set in stone for like forever. I probably write a new schedule several times a year as like my babies grow bigger, or if I'm like going through a time where I am like really pregnant, or I have morning sickness, or like my toddler's nap has changed. I will write up a new schedule depending on what's going on in our life at the time. Life is always changing, so I'm just constantly changing and adapting our schedule to make it work for us. So here's how my schedule is looking. From 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. is my first block of time, and during that time I will start on the homeschool. At the moment I'm still homeschooling my 9-year-old son and also my 4-year-old daughter. I'm still homeschooling them. My 3 of my other children are actually going to school after these school holidays. So that is what's going on. So at that time I will start homeschooling, and then I will move on after we've got like a block of our homeschooling done. I will then move on to my new cleaning routine, which will be in another one of my videos coming up too, is my new cleaning routine. I have never been able to consistently keep a cleaning routine, and I'm just so determined this time that this one is going to work. And so far it has been going pretty well, and I've been doing it for a few weeks now, so I can't wait to share that with you in another video. So from about, I don't know, probably from about 10 o'clock to 11:30 I will be working on my cleaning routine. So that's a long time cleaning, but I allow myself that amount of time because in amongst looking after a toddler, checking schoolwork, making food for people, just all the things that come up, even like the transition from Luke coming back from his job where he works in the morning, it just all takes a bit of time. So I just allow myself a big block of time to get that cleaning done, because all the little interruptions, they take up time too, so then I'm not feeling stressed. And then at 11:30 is when I start preparing lunch, and then sort of that block between 11:30 and 12 is when I'll make Cedar an early lunch, our 18-month-old baby, and then I will get him ready for his nap and change his nappy, and usually change his clothes too, because he's quite often wet from being outside or covered in food or something. So I get him changed and I get him to bed for his nap. It's during this morning block of time that I quite often will go grocery shopping too. So on the days that I go shopping, I will just try and do some cleaning before I go, and so far that has worked. And sometimes I just missed my cleaning and then had to catch up later. When I first write a schedule, usually I put way too much stuff on it. For example, this schedule, I wrote that I was going to do gardening between 10 and 11:30, but then I realized with all the transitions and the interruptions, I wasn't actually finishing my cleaning till almost lunchtime. And so I just cut out the gardening, and I thought, right, if I really have gardening that I need to do, at the moment I want to make some vegetable patches out the back, I will just put that on my to-do list for the day, and that is when I'm going to do it. So quite often after I make a new schedule, I quite often end up crossing a whole heap of things off, because I'm like, no, I put way too much stuff on there. So keep your schedules simple, keep them doable. You'll find you'll be like, they'll be your best friend. It also usually takes me a couple of weeks to get used to when I do a new schedule, to work out what's going to work, what's not going to work, and just make a few adjustments that I scribble out with pen, and to make it work so it's flowing really smoothly. So at 12 p.m. is when we have our lunch. I normally prepare it a bit beforehand, and then we're normally eating by about 12:30. Between 1 p.m. and 3:30 p.m., like I said before, that is when I work on my laundry. So I'll do some folding, I'll hang up some loads outside, I'll sort of switch the loads over and just check up on how everything in the laundry is going. And then I will work on my paperwork and anything on my to-do list that needs to get done. So there might be some bills that need paying or computer work. I might need to edit a video, so I'll do that in that time. I might have paperwork or forms that I need to fill out, or appointments that I need to ring and book. I will do that during that time. Any other priorities I have for the day, such as baking, is a priority. I really love to make our own food and snacks and some condiments if I can, like mayonnaise. I've just put them on my to-do list because I don't really have like a scheduled slot that I'll do that every day. I actually put cleaning top on my schedule because I really dislike cleaning. I'm really bad at cleaning. I'm bad at being consistent at cleaning. So I just thought, seemings that's such like a hard topic for me, I will put cleaning first just to get it out the way. Like baking at that time, I would be quite happily baking or gardening, but I'm less likely to remember to clean or get around to it. So I just put that first to make sure I do it, and then it's done and out the way. And then if I have one of my other priorities that I need to get done, like I really want to bake some muffins or make some mayonnaise, or I really want to dig up a garden plot outside, I would just put that on my to-do list for the day, and I'll do that in that afternoon slot. So at 3:30 p.m, that is when our children get home from school, or we'll get home from school, and that's going to be a super busy time. So that I've just written on my schedule is called after school catch up. It's just a transition time where I just get the kids to take their shoes off and put them away and wash their hands, and then I just chat with them and see how they're going and how their day went, make sure that they have something to eat and that sort of thing. So after the after school catch up, I have to start making dinner straight away. I usually start cooking at about 4 p.m. I start getting vegetables ready, and whatever I'm making, I usually start at about 4. If it's something that takes longer to cook, like a casserole or something, I'll have to begin that earlier. But just most of our meals usually take about an hour and a half. So I will start cooking at about 4 o'clock. And during that time, I'm hoping to supervise some homework during that time. But if it's just too crazy busy and I can't cook and supervise homework, we're probably going to have to shift the homework till after tea. So we'll see how that goes. This is going to be something new that we're going to add as our kids go back to school again. So at 5:30 p.m, we eat our tea, and that is my daily schedule. So after 5:30 begins my evening routine, and that is going to be in a new video. I have a really bad habit of after tea, I feel exhausted, so I'd go sit down on the couch and then I'd have a really hard time getting myself back up again and moving again. So in my new evening routine, which I will share with you in an upcoming video, I've just been trying so hard to be self-disciplined that no matter how tired I am, I peel myself back up after we eat tea and just get on with the next thing. I've got my evening routine written out step by step for me to follow. The first thing I do after we eat tea is we all clean up together as a family, and then I would start getting out the supplements that I give everyone at bedtime, and then I just move on to the next thing and then the next. I will share that with you in another episode. So what I wanted to say about schedules is you need to make schedules work for you. So don't let your schedule stress you out. So you're not a slave to your schedule. It's just a guide to help you to structure your day. So if your schedule is like stressing you out, you need to just adjust it and know that you can be flexible and it's okay. So another question to ask is, what about appointments, guests, people dropping in, outings, or unexpected events that means you can't do your schedule that day? Then what do you do? Well, these kinds of activities are just a part of everyday life, and all I do when I have an appointment or an outing or a visitor or something else planned that day, I will just jump back into the schedule as soon as I get home or as soon as our visitors leave, and I'll just keep going with the schedule. And anything that was missed, I try not to worry too much about it. I'll either try and catch up more the next day, or if it's my cleaning routine, I know that that area will get cleaned on the same day the following week, and so it will be okay. If you're really organized, you could even clean or whatever, or do extra laundry the day before you knew you had to go out or you knew something was coming up. So far I haven't got there yet, but that would be awesome. Sometimes, like if I'm busy and I'm out in the afternoon at an appointment, I won't have time to cook tea, so I will just think about it earlier and bring home something really quick we can heat up, like a roast chicken from the shop, or I will put on a slow cooker meal that morning. I just try and be organized. I think food is something that I'm thankfully quite organized in and happy with. So I'm not actually, food's not going to be in this series. I'm just trying to work on the things that I need help with. So this is my schedule. I really hope you enjoyed my video about my schedule. Let me know in the comments, do you have a schedule for your day when you're at home? Or do you just prefer to just wing it? Or have you tried a schedule? If you haven't done a schedule before, I really encourage you to try it. I find that it helps me to be so much less stressed and to also be more motivated at home. A schedule really helps to keep me motivated. I sort of tend to go towards laziness, and so the schedules be like, right, I have to get myself up and do this next thing. It's on my schedule. And it just helps me to stay motivated and on task, because when you're at home, you can sort of get into that relaxed mode where you just don't feel like doing anything. And I just like, the schedule just helps to keep me motivated and just moving on and getting all the jobs done that I need to get done. And then I have the feeling like I'm on top of things, which makes me feel happier. And it's a good place to be in. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up. It actually really helps to support my videos and my channel. And also make sure you subscribe to our channel. And I'll see you next Friday for episode 3, which I think is cleaning. Yes, I think episode 3 is on my new cleaning routine. So I can't wait to show you that with you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. You've been great. See you later. Bye.